Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. This is I Allegedly. And story time is over, guys. It's done. It's time to pay up. As I would like to say, pay up your deadbeat, but I won't be that strong this time. I'm just going to say it's time to pay up. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We have a sponsor today, Patriot Gold. But let's get right into it. Student loan debt, that debacle. As of yesterday, you have to pay on your student loan debt. Forbearance is done. Story time is done. I can't pay is done. It's finished. Okay? Now, think about this. I want to give you some staggering statistics. How much student loan debt is out there? $1.77 trillion. $1.77 trillion. Oh my gosh. Outstanding federal loans. There's 42.7 million borrowers of student loan debt right now that owe. It's incredible. It's an incredible figure. But there are two figures that are just absolutely sickening. Sickening. 21% of all the student loan debt is in major default, excess of 90 days. Okay? So most people are 6 months or more. There are people that have not made a payment in 5 years. 5 years. Now, here's the thing. You went out, you went to school, you became a professional. And wouldn't you sit there if you got a break and you didn't pay your bill, wouldn't you put some of that money away? No, spend it. They're going to waive it. Joe Biden's going to forgive it. I don't have to worry about this for the rest of my life, Dan. Not so fast. So, they're coming after this money. But here is, these figures are staggering. The average undergraduate borrower owes about $29,300 right now, which is nothing. I'm telling you guys, if you could negotiate lunch. No, I don't want cheese. I want extra onions. And what's the sides? You know what I mean? If you could do something like that, you could negotiate student loan debt. But people are lazy and they don't want to put things off. So with that being said, there are a tremendous amount of people right now that are cowering in fear because their credit's been destroyed overnight. Cha-ching. Didn't think that this day would ever come, that they'd have to pay this debt. Why? Give me $29,300 and watch what I do with it. This is absolutely sickening. 5 years, people, some did not pay. Now, a lot of people went out and borrowed student loan money and didn't pay for school with it. Bought a car. I did this 2 years ago, a year and a half ago. I did this story. There was a man who bought himself a beautiful Toyota RAV4 and thought he was going to get his student loans forgiven because he used that money. Okay? So he's selling his Toyota RAV4 because he didn't want to be in debt. And Joe Biden's going to not forgive this money. So he thought he was getting a free car. No, it doesn't work that way. You got to pay your bills. The rest of us are working. The rest of us are grinding out a living and trying to navigate food and navigate, prices of gas and everything else. No. This guy thought he was getting a free car. So he had to sell it. My buddy and I were talking about this. I said, remember that story you sent me? I wonder if we can find that photo again. And sure enough, we found it between he and I. And we were high-fiving each other over that. But guys, this is sick. This is sick. To tell you two quick stories that are utterly fantastic. My son, I hated that he wanted to live in the East Coast. This is a cold day. See, it's overcast. This is freezing here in California. It's in the 60s. Go get a parka. Let me get my scarf out. You know what I mean? That's it. He wanted to live in the East Coast and wanted to go to Rhode Island, Boston, Maine, he looked at, and I refused to pay for that. So what did he do? He went out and negotiated with each school on, my parents don't want to pay for this, they don't want me to do this, but this is my dream to go here, and did it with multiple schools. One of them, the one he went to and got a degree from, he got basically a 70% discount on his tuition and everything, lived in the dorms, had the full college experience. He got some grants, okay? And he is Grant. So anyways, with that, doesn't know anybody, doesn't have, $100,000 in student loan debt and negotiated that on his own. Now you can sit there and go, oh, Dan, you're a chiseler. Of course he did that. That's what you taught him. Okay, maybe so. But with that, he doesn't owe 80 grand to somebody. He doesn't owe $29,300 to somebody. You know what I'm saying? It's insane that people have done this, and you and I have to fit the bill. People that went to trade school, I'm telling you, learn to work with your hands. Some of the most successful people I know are people that are tradespeople. And I know a guy who became a welder because he looked up when he was graduating high school, what's the most successful thing that you can do? Welding. So he became a welder. And 2 years ago sold his 16 houses and now has about 40 acres and is expanding his 3-acre pond right now on his property. So again, incredibly successful and doesn't have a college degree. You know what he also doesn't have? Debt. Okay? The next story was a woman that wrote me, and I've talked about this before. How dare you tell my husband not to marry me? It's terrible. You need to fix this. Is how it started. I'm like, what are you talking about? Well, I have $340,000 in student loan debt, and my husband says, Dan's right. We shouldn't get engaged, and I shouldn't marry you with that kind of debt unless you have a plan to pay it back. I don't think this is fair that I get stuck with this debt. And she wanted me to convince him that she was different, that she was going to pay it off. No. Now, please understand this, guys. My late girlfriend, God knows what she had in medical debt, but we didn't get married for that main reason, because I would be saddled with what, $5 million, $10 million worth of debt, whatever that nonsense would have been. Oh yeah, she drove in the ambulance once, and that's 28 grand. You could less than pay that. Oh, we're coming after you, sir, because you're her husband. You know what I mean? No. Just say no. Okay? But now these people have to pay, and they're furious. They're just freaking out. Why? Do you feel bad for these people? Did you save money during this time? You have a degree. You're a professional now, remember? And you had 5 years not to pay. Five glorious years. Rent free, no payments. You know? What are you going to do, guys? What are you trying to... Who's buying this nonsense right now? Seriously. Do you feel bad for these people? Because I do not at all. Not even a little bit. I'm so glad that they're having to pay up finally. It's a great day. And, we're going to start seeing people come up with every excuse under the sun as to why they shouldn't be paying for this. But that's not going to happen. So, let me know what you think about this. What stories have you heard? What have you seen people waste their student loan debt on? Because I've seen everything, guys. Person buying a car. What a jackass. And then advertising that and selling that, putting that in the ad. Joe Biden's not going to forgive this. Come on. Joe Biden shouldn't have forgiven it. Joe Biden wanted to buy your vote. Whoever was running the show at the time wanted to buy your vote. But how'd that work out for you guys? Seriously. There's a lot more to cover, but let me know. Let's talk about our sponsor, Patriot Gold Group. You know what? Look at the professionals and look at what they're saying about gold right now. UBS, Bank of America have all put a new target on gold, and that is $4,000 an ounce. Nothing goes up in a straight line, nothing goes down in a straight line. But one thing that you can count on is the instability of this economy. Protect yourself today. Contact #1 rated Patriot Gold Group, 9 years in a row being #1 rated. Let them know that I allegedly sent you by calling 888-330-1431. IRAs, 401ks, they have the no fee for life IRA too. Guys, get your questions answered, but look at what people are doing. So many experts have said that you could easily see the S&P 500 drop dramatically. You don't want to be part of that. What you want to do is you want to protect yourself by being into precious metals. Call Patriot Gold Group today, 888-330-1431. If you don't want to call, use the link below, but get a hold of them today. Now, there's a few more things. First thing is the Elon Musk situation. and that is the Elon Musk effect. Well, can't have anything good out of that. That guy's horrible now. Now, so wait a second. You guys got to back up a little bit for me because I'm kind of slow, okay? Is climate change, has that been solved? Do we not have to worry about that anymore? What about green energy? Are we not supposed to support that, or are we supposed to support it? What are we doing this week? Well, Elon Musk is a bad guy, Dan, and Tesla's a horrible company. I had lunch with a woman last week, and she has a Tesla. And I said, oh, that's cool. You should put it in Sentry mode and see if anybody walks up to it. And we were talking about going to Las Vegas. Oh, I can't. Car won't make it to Vegas, and I got to charge in the middle of the desert. Yeah, doesn't that sound safe, guys? Doesn't that sound safe? No. Sounds like a nightmare to me, having to stop over a course of a 3.5 mile drive. I don't care how luxurious you think that car payment is. So anyways, I mean, car is, excuse me. But I get a kick out of this. Senate Bill 942, or excuse me, Assembly Bill here in California 942, wants to get rid of rebates for rooftop solar. When you have solar here in California, because everybody's got to have it, you have to go green. You've got to have solar on your roof. You've got to support, clean energy, green energy, and get away from the man. Well, they want to get rid of this, and they want to make it so that, think about this, when you have solar on your house, and not on a day like today that's overcast, but on a normal day, your meter produces, your solar produces extra energy and goes back to the grid, and you get credit for that. Well, they want to get rid of that credit by about 80%. Well, wait a second. I thought I was supposed to do this to help the environment. Well, no. The power companies are not making enough money because so many people went to solar. Well, who cares about the power company? I thought they were evil. We're supposed to stay away from them. Aren't these people buying, sports tickets and marketing and doing shenanigans that we should not support? Okay, hold the phone. Anyways, think about this. If this bill passes, the average person's home electric bill is going to go up by $63 a month with solar. So you have to be on the grid here in California. Unless you live in Timbuktu, you have to be on the grid. Well, if you live off the grid and you're out in the middle of nowhere, you're not getting services. You're not getting, fire trucks and ambulances and things like that. You're living on your own. But they want to get rid of that. Isn't that funny? I mean, I found that just to be humorous. And again, but go out and get yourself some rooftop solar. Okay? Here in California, they have a daylighting term. Daylighting is a simple term that means that you cannot, as you pull up to an intersection, you have to leave 20 feet, okay, before the intersection for parking. Even if it's not says no parking, even if it doesn't say no parking, if it's just open, you can't park there. Think about this. Since this happened, since the first of the year, there have been 4,200 parking tickets issued to these poor people that are like, wait a second, I'm not parked illegally. You are parked illegally because of the daylighting rule. You guys want to make something up? Now, here's the best part. It's facing an intersection, you got to stay the 20 feet away. If you're on the other side of the street, you can park right up to the intersection because you're not facing the intersection. Who wrote that? What derelict, what thief wrote that one? So anyways, just doing really well. Trump wants you to self-deport. So if you want to leave the country, or you know anybody that should be leaving the country, we'll give you $1,000 to get out of here. What's going to happen when Mr. Barney Fife wants to get together and help people self-deport? Can he make a commission? Can he get the $1,000 himself? Do you know what I'm saying? This is going to create some serious issues. And I'm laughing just because certain things get said and, oh, wait a second. We didn't want you to do that. Okay, sure? So people are going to do that and they're going to be upset. So, anyways, all these $76 fines, that came out. Oh my gosh, these poor people getting those stupid parking tickets. San Diego's the worst. San Diego's got nothing but a problem with the border because it's right there, and with crime and with junkies. You go down by Petco Park, which is where the Padres play, and you are taking your life in your own hand. It's like a mini San Francisco down there. It used to be such a romantic spot, but now it is someplace that I'm telling you, let's go get a hotel room. Let's go walk up and down the street in the gas lamp district. And it's been 3 years since I filmed down there. And I'm telling you, I still wouldn't go down there with what everybody's told me. So it's unsafe, it's dangerous, but now they want to give you a ticket for $76 because you parked too close to an intersection. What a great way to make money. Fantastic. Okay? Let me know what you think so far, because the stuff is maddening, guys. You get solar, you're supposed to get solar. You're supposed to help the environment. Not so fast. Too many people are doing it. Okay? So let me know what you think, guys. Let me know what you think. A few more things in this video. Think about this one. New York City. I was there a year ago in February with my daughter. It was February, it was cold, but it was nice. They want to have the bodegas, which are the small, basically liquor stores, convenience stores, delis, type of things that are downtown. They want to have panic buttons installed. That if you think you're about to be robbed or you think that there's crime going on, you hit the panic button and the police get notified. Well, what happened to 911? Okay, that's not good enough. So we're going to have the panic button. And again, my buddy Gary, the retired cop who doesn't live in, he spent over 20 years in New York, told me, man, it's just insanity going on down there, and it's only worse. I'm so glad I'm gone. But again, what's the panic button going to do? Well, you guys didn't come. I hit the panic button as they were robbing me. Okay? I called 911 as they were robbing me. So is this going to help? Do you guys think it's going to help? Because I don't know. I'm sure convinced that it's not. More EV shenanigans. I'm telling you, this is so great. This is funny. If you own an EV car, there is a senator in Missouri who wants to add a fee for every EV car and hybrid cars, which I drive a hybrid. It's right over there. Okay. Anyways, EV car, $200 a year. $200 a year for your registration. Okay. So you get the thrill of paying about 18 bucks a month, 18.50, whatever that works out to, a month extra because they don't get enough for the infrastructure for the roads. If you drive a hybrid, it's $100 extra a year on every vehicle in every state. This is federal money, guys. This is going to go to the big guy upstairs, and this is going to be to pay him because, the man needs its money. Next thing, think about this one. Rite Aid. We talked about them. Rite Aid has had its own problems, just emerged from bankruptcy, and are doing so fantastic. They're doing really, really well right now that they're just going to enter bankruptcy again. Give it up, guys. Give it up. We just heard that McDonald's is doing awful, Subway is doing awful, all these places that people don't have the extra money to go on. Now, it's funny. I love your stories about people that are successful that don't contribute to fast food shenanigans and all that nonsense, and ate better and ate right and are multimillionaires. I love that. When I went to the Berkshire Hathaway event, I met so many people, and I met people that lived a conservative life, and these people own a stock that is well over $750,000 a share. And I met a woman who gave all her grandchildren, each had one share, and all these different people that made nothing but money by living conservatively. And we would only go out twice a month, and we would buy a car, we would pay it off, and drive it until it was dead. And that's how we did it. But one thing that we did, Dan, was we traveled two big vacations every year. They didn't miss out on anything, guys. Have a nice house. They live in a beautiful city. And again, I met a lot of people that were conservative fiscally that didn't eat crap like that. So with that being said, all these people that have made all this money and, not missing a thing. I don't get to travel 2 big vacations a year like that. Donald Trump wants to reopen Alcatraz so we can bring Clint Eastwood back so he can bust out of it. You ever see Escape from Alcatraz, 1979? Great movie, fun movie. Okay. Anyways, Donald Trump wants to bring that place back for the most hardened criminals of the world. I won't bore you with it, but read the story below because of his quotes and stuff like that are just him. Okay. Final story is there is a Six Flags in Maryland going out of business, shutting down. Why? Because nobody can afford to go to an amusement park and spend $200 to go to an amusement park, $112 to walk in the door. Oh, you want a Coke? Those are $9 now. You know, I mean, it's insane. It's insane. Everybody should experience stuff like that once or twice. Living here in Southern California and having Disneyland down the street, we used to get passes for the kids all the time, which were great. But then, like everything else, they got greedy and added to the price and made it, you know, unaffordable and unfun. And Disney sucks now too. I could go on for an hour and we could talk about, you know, why that company doesn't deserve anybody's money. But I digress. Okay. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, email me hello@iallegedly.com. I hope you enjoyed my Omaha and Iowa trip because, man, oh man, I really like that. For those of you that didn't see it, I did a little nostalgia video to see if anybody would watch it. And it was just, you know, stories of my mom and dad with that old house. They had 11 kids. 11 kids grew up in a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house. It was 1,000 square feet. Amazing, guys. Unbelievable. So next time your kids or grandkids or anybody you know bitches about it, show them that video. Show them how small that house was. Plus, you can see how it's been added on to since they moved out. Be a good person. I'll see you very soon. Okay? Onward and upward, guys.